Rena is a weird gaming introvert who can't get any friends, so she changes up her personality to become a normie, but the most popular girl in school suddenly falls in love with her. As a girl is sitting with her friends, she hurriedly remarks that she just totally ruined the mood and wonders how she should fix this. She starts stressing about how the girls keep changing the topic. The girls ask Rena if she's alright, but she hurriedly packs up her lunch and says she has to go. On the rooftop, she wonders she'll always be a socially awkward introvert, revealing that she messed up and stayed an introvert in junior high while everyone else was off dating. She looked up how to become an extroverted nominee, fixed up her appearance, practiced smiling, and got into a school where no one knew her to completely reset her life. She was dead set on becoming an extroverted normie, but then she had a fateful encounter with Maya Oduka, a girl whose mom is a famous fashion designer and she's a model herself. Rena joined Oduka's group, but she was an ugly duckling among swans, so she just tries to follow conversations and keep smiling all day. Like an overworked phone, her brain started overheating and she ran into a system failure. As Rena is standing at the edge of the rooftop, Oduka thinks she's thinking of doing something and rushes towards her, which makes Rena stumble backward. As she starts falling, Oduka quickly catches her and they both fall on a tree. Rena says she was just enjoying the breeze and leaned over because she got startled by Oduka. Oduka becomes depressed as she realizes Rena almost died because of her, but Rena hurriedly says it's not her fault since she shouldn't have been on the rooftop in the first place, and admits it's hard for her when she's in a group so awkward at all, so when there's silence, she panics and starts rambling. Oduka sees that she pushed Rena too far and admits she had no idea, so Rena hurriedly says she likes talking to her. It just takes a lot of energy for her to do it. Oduka reveals that she feels the same time since likes having people around her, but sometimes she wonders if anyone actually sees the real her. She says she's never told anyone else and asks if she disappointed her, but Rena says if even someone like her has to try so hard to always so positive, it makes her feel like she should try her best too. She tells Oduka she should take a break sometimes and assures her that it's okay, so Oduka grabs her hand and says they should become real friends. Rena happily agrees and gives Oduka the rooftop key so that they can meet there, and Oduka smilingly agrees. In class, Rena happily hopes she can become Oduka's best friend someday. However, the next day on the rooftop, Oduka blushingly tells Rena she's fallen in love with her IT school Diba Miniotr. Shocked, Rena wonders what happening to being friends and asks Oduka how she decided this so quickly, so she smilingly says she's never opened up to anyone before, but Rena accepted her, and she kept thinking about that after she got home. Rena says no one would hesitate to comfort Oduka if they saw her feeling down. However, Oduka says Rena was the one who was there for her and sees that she does feel the same since she's blushing. Rena hurriedly says she wants friends, a best friend she can enjoy school with, but Rena says she does want to get closer to her, even so Oduka decides to suggest a compromise. Later, Rena ponders on May's offer to go back and forth, some days as friends, some days as lovers, and the winner is the one who convinces the other their option is better. At school, May grabs Rena in the bathroom, so she embarrassingly questions what she sees in her. May sees that she's pretending to be insecure so that she can look even cuter, but Rena says she's saying the truth. She says Mai is always acting like everything will go her way no matter what, but she can't talk her into this. Mai says she's not giving up and tells her to just back down and walks off, telling Rena to keep scolding her since it's fun when things don't go her way. In class, Ajisai asks Rena if she dates someone rich, but cheerily says it doesn't matter how much money someone has. Rena is overwhelmed by how angelic she is and admits she might have had a harder time deciding if Ajisai was the one who asked to date her. Kaho, Satuki and Mai enter the class and they're discussing going shopping today, but Satuki says she's busy. Rena wonders what she should say, so Mai covers for her and suggests that they go another day, surprising her. Kao teasingly asks Rena if something happened between her and Mai, so Rena hurriedly denies it and Satuki knocks her on the head. Later at a swimming pool, Rena knowingly tells Mai she never said her plans for today were to hang out with her, so she says she's signed Rena up too so she can come anytime. Rena remarks that she wanted to complain that she changed outfits, but she can't when she looks like that. Mai asks if she wants to swim with her, so she mutters that there's no way she could wear a swimsuit after seeing how pretty she looks in hers. Mai agrees and says they should make the most of their time here in that case, so Rena inwardly's place looks an eye that this says she can't's amazing and thanks her. Mai asks why she's suddenly being sweet, so she annoyingly says she just thinks this play's nice and acknowledges that she has good taste. Later, Mai asks Rena if she's sure she doesn't want to ride, so she confirms that she's good and tells her to just make sure to tie up her hair tomorrow. Mai slowly gets close to Rena, but Rena asks her to not kiss since they've only been dating for 3 days, so Mai says she'd never force something on her and pecks her on the nose. As Rina embarrassingly runs, she tells Mai to watch out since she's going to show her the true joy of friendship. Rina remembers that her and Mai's agreement was that if she ties her hair, they're in friends mode. If it's down, they're in couples mode. Rina invites her home, declaring that today's the day she proves that being friends is better than dating. At home, Rina reveals that she likes playing video games and asks Mai to play with her. The next day, Mai asks Rina if she can come over again today, so Rina sees that her hair is down but remarks that she can't say no. When Rina's mom meets Mai, she asks Rina if she's really her friend, so Mai cheerily says they're wonderful, close friends. As they sit down in her room, Mai says they should go head-to-head. Instead of playing co-op, so Rina agrees and Mai says if she loses, she owes her a favor. Later, Mai unexpectedly wins, so Rina annoyingly questions if she wasn't bad at video games, so she says she bought a console and practiced. For the favor, Rina says she wants to hug her, so Rina agrees. Later at school, Rina remarks that she always wanted to be popular, but she's just so average that nothing special ever happens to her, and being outgoing never came easy, so she worked hard to make friends. Ajise sees that Mai looks down and checks her hands before saying they're really cold and might give her dark thoughts. Rina wonders if she likes her too, but annoyingly tells herself there's no way that's true. Later, she tells Mai she wants to make a list. Mai will write what she wants from a girlfriend and Rina will write what she wants from a best friend. On the count of 3, they show each other their lists and Rina shockingly asks Mai if she just wanted her body the whole time, so Mai says she wouldn't have chosen her if it was just physical. Mai says she wants them to connect their bodies as well as their hearts, so Rina hurriedly says she wants to hang out with her this weekend. As her friend not on a date, so cheerily says she couldn't say no to her. Later, Rina tells Mai people stare at her a lot, so she says lots of people approach her because she's a model, so Rina sees that it must be tough. They head to a VR store where Rina says they should go all in since they've only got 2 hours. A while later, as they're drinking a soda, Mai says her cheeks hurt from laughing so much and admit it wouldn't be this fun even if she bought a VR set for her home. Rina points out that you get conscious around your partner about whether or not you look good in front of them, so Mai admits she has a point. As they leave, they're surprised to see that it's raining, so Mai decides to go to a hotel and asks Rina if she wants to go with her. As Mai is preparing a bath, Rina asks why she needed to come, so she says it'd be rude to send her home, soaking wet. When they head to the hotel, they take off their clothes and Rina tells Mai to take a bath first, but Mai wants to go in together, so she blushingly agrees. She reveals that she can't get sick since her mother needs help with work overseas next week, even though there are tons of gorgeous models around. She wants her specifically, so she's taking time off school to visit France. Rina sees that it's not easy for her either, since she said she wanted people to see the real her, but having to meet everyone's expectations must be exhausting. She admits she can't even meet her own expectations, so Mai leans her head on her shoulder and smilingly says she remembered how much she likes this part of Rina. She reveals that ever since she was born, people both cherished her and envied her. Acting like a princess is what people expected of her, so she taught herself to live that way. Rina tells her to not worry, since even if everyone else sees some fantasy, she knows the real her. She admits she's never had a best friend before, but she wants that kind of bond with Mai, so Mai admits that to sound wonderful and says she also wants that sort of bond with her, but in her opinion, that kind of bond should be between lovers. She's just not giving up. She says she understands Rina completely, goofs around with her, has fun with her, and is by her side when she needs her. Of course, there are big differences between friends and lovers. She lets her hair down, so Rina hurriedly says they're supposed to be friends today. Mai says it's only natural for her to wash her hair in the bath and slowly kisses her. Shocked, Rina says that was her first kiss and Mai says it was her first too, muttering that sharing your first kiss with your destined one is a good thing. As she kisses her again, Rina hurriedly remarks that if this keeps up, she'll be completely under Mai's spell and she'll chip away at her will until she ends up agreeing to do it. She realizes she has no choice and tells Mai it doesn't count because she's her best friend. Mai sees that she's still hanging on to that, so Rina says she heard friends sometimes kiss for fun. In that case, Mai suddenly kisses her again since kisses don't count between friends. She confesses her love for Rina again, and later when they leave the hotel, Mai points out that it didn't feel like she forced her into that kiss today, so Rina agrees, but remarks that all the fun they had today has been buried under their kiss now. In class, Rina tells herself that a kiss between friends doesn't count, so she just has to forget it. Satuki asks what's up since it looks like Mai's stolen her soul, so she hurriedly says she was just thinking about how dazzling Mai looks. Rina asks Satuki if she's been her friend for a long time, so she confirms this, though if they'd met later, she would have been a happier person, so she might get to see Mai suffer someday too. As Mai leaves, Satuki asks Rina if she's fallen for her and says she'd seriously recommend her to not do that. Mai texts Rena that she'd miss her when she's gone and asks if they can meet on the rooftop. She hurriedly rushes up and wonders why the thought of seeing her makes her feel so desperate. Rina notices that Mei's hair is down and hurriedly asks if she made an excuse to trick her, so Mai says she likes her. Even the time between classes feels too long to her, so a week without her will be impossible, so she needs a boost to survive while they're apart. She suddenly kisses her, but Rina pushes her away and reminds her that she said she wouldn't do this in school. Mai says she's been all messed up since they kissed and hugs her. Later at class, Ajise tells Mai she feels sluggish now that Mai is gone, and Rina realizes she's going to feel lonely again, and she's too much of a coward to ask anyone to hang out, so she needs to that she's perfectly fine without Mai. Rina asks Ajise if she'd like to hang out, so she instantly agrees since it's so rare for Rina to say it. After they're shopping, Ajise cheerily tells Rina she wanted to go shopping with a cute girl like this since she only ends up nagging her younger brothers. Rina wonders why her heart is pounding and if she's falling for a girl. They see two boys from their class, Sina and Omori, who reveal that they're looking for a gift and ask if they want to hang out. Rina remembers how everyone started ignoring her after she declined once. She tells herself she can't always lean on Mai when things get hard since she'll just be taking advantage of her, and that's not what friends do. Ajise asks she wants to do, but Rina suddenly falls unconscious. Later, Ajise offers Rina water and apologizes since she doesn't seem comfortable with boys. Rina mutters that she probably would have had more fun with them than her, but she says that's not true since she wanted to go on an outing with her. Rina says she'll make sure to remember that and apologizes for causing her trouble today. As they're walking, Ajise notices a banner on the wall and says she plays this game with the kids, so Rina reveals that she actually bought it and invites her over, so Ajise happily agrees. Later, Mai sends Rina some pictures and calls her, so Rina reveals that she saw her on TV and it felt really cool. She asks how her work is going, so Mai says it's all stuff anyone could have done, and the only thing that makes her special is being her mom's daughter. Rina says she can't ignore her friend who's far away and feeling down. Mai says she really does like her a lot since she's the one person who's the most important to her. Rina asks if she's irreplaceable and says she could never replace her either. Rina tells her that she hung out with Ajise today and learnt that she really likes video games too, but Mai angrily asks if she becomes a wicked cheater the second they go long distance. Later in class, Kaho says she's really bored and tells the girls they don't realize how lucky they are to have a goddess in their class, but Satuki smacks her on the head again. Later in Rina's room, Ajise apologizes in advance if she messes up since she's not good at games, but Rina tells her to not worry and says she won't let anyone touch her. As they start playing, Rina wonders why she's feeling so nervous and remarks that she can't stay calm when Ajise is so cute. Ajise asks Rina if she wants to come over to her place too, since the girls will love if someone as good as her at games visits, so she agrees. She asks what kind of person she likes, so she says she doesn't have a specific type, but if she had to, she'd choose someone she feels safe with. Rena's sister suddenly enters the room and informs Rena a girl who looks like a Hollywood star is here for her. Rina is shocked to see Mai, who reveals that work wrapped up early and suggests that they hang out. Harina invites her sister, Haruna, to play games with them too, so she cheerily agrees. Later, Ajise gets up to leave since she has to pick up her brother, so Haruna offers to walk her to the station. After they leave, Mai kisses Ren and admits she's really jealous. She hugs Rina and says she wants all of her to belong to her. As things start getting steamy between Mai and Rina, Haruna enters the room and hurriedly walks away, so Rina angrily slaps Mai and declares that relationships really do suck, so Mai silently leaves because she just got exposed for being thirsty. Later, Rina tearfully says she should have been more firm and stopped it, but admits that just for a second, she thought it wouldn't be that bad. Haruna enters the room and asks Rina if she and Mai are in that kind of relationship. When Rina confirms this, Haruna cheerily says that's amazing since she was worried she'd fall for a good-for-nothing guy, but getting a sister-in-law like her is like hitting a home run, so Rina questions if that's her takeaway from this. At school, Rina wonders how she'll face Mai and if they can go back to being friends again. Satuki menacingly asks if she can meet her after school since she wants to talk about Mai. On the rooftop, she reveals that Mai came to her house yesterday and told her everything while crying, which is why she barely slept thanks to her. She reveals that Mai told her she hurt Rina, and hearing this, Satuki kept wondering why she fell for Rina. Rina apologizes for hurting a friend who's important to her and says she wants to make up with Mai, so she asks if she can tell her where Mai is. Satuki says she doesn't know where she is, but she does know what she's gonna do. Satsuki believes Mai is looking for someone to hold her and reveals that Mai told her she wanted to be held by someone. She leaves and she came to Satsuki's house because Satsuki loves her. Presently, she tells Reina she'll leave Mai in her hands, so should tell her she's not nearly as amazing as she thinks. In class, Ajisai asks Reina if she wants to come over today, so Reina starts wondering what she should do, since she has to look for Mai today, but she also can't just turn down someone's kindness. She starts crying and apologetically asks Ajisai to ask her sometime again. She tells Ajisai she really likes her, so she wishes they could hang out together every day, but she has something important today. Ajisai says she likes her too and reveals that Kaho is busy today since she's gone to some hotel in Akasaka. Reina hurriedly thanks her, remembering that's where Mai took her, and leaves. At the hotel, Reina is shocked to see the words, Mai o Duka's suitor's party, displayed and wonders what's happening. She meets Kaho, who reveals that Mai invited everyone who's ever confessed her love to her. Reina hurriedly decides to end this, but Kaho tries to stop her, so she points out that if they end this party, Mai's friends will have a better chance of getting close to her. Kaho agrees and says she also figured out that Reina likes Mai. Reina hurriedly says there's no way she'd like someone who throws an event like this. As Mai is sitting beside the swimming pool, she inwardly apologizes to Reina and says this is the only way she knows to make up for her mistakes. Reina suddenly appears in front of her in a swimsuit and reveals that Satsuki told her everything. She asks Mai to call at the suitor's party, but she says she won't since she heard her, so Reina apologizes for slapping her and says she should only date someone she really likes. Mai says she can't date the person she really likes, so she has to find someone else, but Reina suddenly lets her hair down and says she can't just get to decide that they're done with each other. As Mai is talking, Reina suddenly kisses her and reminds her that it's okay to fail sometimes. She apologizes for not being fair either and admits she likes her and has been thinking of her romantically ever since she kissed her in the bathtub. She apologizes and hurriedly grabs her hand before they both jump into the swimming pool. The suitor's party got cancelled, and somehow, when Mai performed guitar as an apology, everyone loved it. Later at class, she remarks that Kaho still has the wrong idea about her relationship with Mai, and she still hasn't been to Ajisai's house. Mai and Satsuki are still in a state of Cold War, but instead of desperately trying to fit in, Reina finally got to have a real start to high school, and with that the end of June came. The day has come for Mai and Reina to settle their battle, so they head to Mai's home. Reina remarks that they apparently have a private elevator and admits she's never been in a home with a parlor before. They sit down and Mai asks to know Reina's answer, so Reina grabs her hand but says after all this, she still really doesn't know what it means to be a couple. Mai worryingly asks if she's some femme fatale who's here to steal her heart, but Reina hurriedly says that's not it, it's just that she wants them to be best friends. However, she really likes Mai, and as her best friend, she wants to do what she wants, so they're more than friends, but less than lovers. She makes up a new term and suggests that they can be Rima friends, so Mai asks if she isn't being a little too stubborn about this. She warily mutters that she's never met an opponent like her and suggests another battle. Reina can keep her Rima friends all to herself, and Mai will try even harder to make them a couple. She says she still has no intention of giving up on her yet, and the time frame is until they graduate, so Reina agrees to take the challenge, hearing which Mai pushes her down on the couch. Satsuki asks to talk to Reina, so she asks what's up, remembering how awkward things have been between Satsuki and Mai. She asks if Satsuki needs help in apologizing to Mai because she's too embarrassed, but she says Mai should apologize to her, although she probably didn't even realize she was wrong, so she won't rest until she takes revenge on her. Seeing her expression, Reina hurriedly says there's something she has to do and starts leaving, but Satsuki stops her and menacingly asks if she'll be her girlfriend. Reina asks Satsuki if she's using her to hit Mai where it hurts the most, but Satsuki says she honestly likes her and she's all she wants. Reina says that sounds scripted and asks what she likes about her, so she mutters that Reina knows her own limits. Reina says she really admires her, but she just can't date her and would love to just be friends, so Satsuki cheerily says that's fine since even if they dated, they'd probably break up in a month. As Reina is wearily sitting at her desk, Ajisai approaches her, so she already feels like her energy is being restored. Kao appears as well and asks if they think Satsuki and Mai will make up by the next 2 weeks. Ajisai wishes they knew what happened between them, and Kaho suggests that they should just try to patch things up between them. Reina remarks that Kaho's hopes are the complete opposite of what Satsuki wants. After school, Mai, Ajisai, and Kaho decide to hang out and ask Reina if she wants to go. She remarks that she's really mentally drained. Mai covers for her by saying she can go with them later, but Satsuki suddenly says Reina is hanging out with her today and drags her out like an evil supervillain. They buy drinks from the vending machine and Satsuki smilingly thinks about the look Mai had on her face. She says Rina does really seem special to Mai, so dating her is beneficial. Rina says pretending to date someone just to hurt them feels wrong, especially with a friend, so Satsuki says she's almost too honest sometimes. She says she didn't want to force her and apologizes for dragging her along, so Rina says it's okay before she adds that they're not friends, they're just in the same group. She agrees to make up with Satsuki and mutters that she'll be the one apologizing again, since she never thinks she's wrong anyway. In exchange, she says just 2 weeks is fine, but Rina has to go out with her. Rina can tell it's not like Satsuki suddenly started hating Mai and admits she wouldn't have been able to stop the suitors' party without her, and Mai have ended up with someone random. She agrees but says she won't do anything extreme, so Satsuki thanks her. Rina remarks that she might have jumped the gun, but she shouldn't have to keep getting hurt like this. She wonders if she relates to Satsuki as someone who's always been pushed around and believes it might be a little fun to see Mai lose her cool for once. Later, as they're walking home, Satsuki asks if she minds if they stop somewhere for a little bit and takes her to a shrine. She says she's decided to defeat Mai, so coming here felt like an obvious choice. She admits she's got a lot of flaws and can be insensitive, so she's probably not Rina's type, but she always repays her debts. It's only for a short time, but she says she'll devote herself to Rina like a wife and grabs her hand, since it's the bare minimum for a couple. Rina is about to say holding hands is a lot, but Satsuki takes a photo and says they should post it online. Rina realizes there's nothing cute about Rina. She's just a wicked witch out to kill the princess. As they're walking, Satsuki asks Rina if she plays games and Rina doesn't answer clearly, so Satsuki questions why she's lying and how she's supposed to know her if she won't answer seriously. Satsuki reveals that she actually watches her mom play and asks if FPS games are good, so Rina says she likes them since she doesn't think about anything else. Satsuki gets it since when she finds a good book, she gets so into it that she forgets to eat and drink. Rina asks what kind of games she likes, so she says it's stories where people show their true color under pressure or where, even in hopeless situations, they keep fighting to move onward. Rina says she likes those kinds of stories too and asks Satsuki why she hates her, so she says that's not the case, she just never liked her from the start. Satsuki gives her a book and says she can return it whenever. On the train, Rina is shocked when she opens the book and wonders why Satsuki thought she'd like this. In class, Mai asks Rina to come with her and suggests that they go somewhere cool today. They sit down in a limousine where Mai sees that Rina has gotten awfully close to Satsuki lately and questions when that exactly happened. Rina hurriedly tries to explain and says it started the day before yesterday, so she just thought she should maybe talk to her more too. She apologizes, so Mai asks if there's something she feels the need to apologize for. She asks if Satsuki is plotting something, and even though Rina is helping her, she's feeling guilty towards Mai. Rina asks how she knew that, so she says it's because she's Mai, and because she knows Rina loves her. She says she doesn't care who Rina sides with as long as she comes back to her in the end, and admits she's a bit relieved since her and Satsuki becoming friends would work out in her favor. Mai says she's glad she met Rina in high school since she was a foolish girl before that who thought everyone would love her. She tells Rina to take good care of Satsuki, so Rina questions if she really doesn't care, so she confirms that she doesn't. After school, Rina starts leaving with Satsuki and says goodbye to Mai, but Satsuki grabs her hand and says they should leave as she worryingly realizes she's being used as a political pawn. Rina asks Satsuki where they're going, so she says it's someplace nice, and Rina reminds her that they're still minors. Satsuki unexpectedly takes her to a library and says she'll tutor her since they've got midterms next week. When Rina reveals that she's only studied for 30 minutes, she says she doesn't hang out with people who get bad grades, so she needs to be at least ranked 10 in their year. She reveals that Mai and Kaho are in the top 10 too, surprising Rina, who had thought Kaho was one of her people. Satsuki sees that she feels inferior to everyone and says she doesn't know what's stopping her if hard work can fix it. Rina admits her mom would be glad if she got good grades. Later, as they're walking home, Rina asks Satsuki if she's someone who ends up doting on her partner while sighing, so she says it's embarrassing to have her think of her that way, but Rina explains she was just thinking that whoever she chooses to date will be really lucky. Satsuki reveals that she used to struggle with retaining information, so she read the same bit over and over and got all worked up, so it was tough. No one could beat Mai in anything and put her up on a pedestal, but they were wrong since she worked hard. Satoshi could be at her if she kept trying, so she worked hard too. Later, Haruna and Rina go to buy donuts, and she says she just can't picture someone like Mai dating an introvert like Rina. At the shop, Haruna tells her the shop assistant is really cute, and she's shocked to see that it's Satsuki, who suddenly tells Haruna she's dating Rina. Stunned, Haruna asks Rina if she's two-timing, but Rina hurriedly says they should place an order. Haruna heads home first and Satsuki asks Rina to wait for her since her shift is ending soon. As they leave, Satsuki can't believe Rina saw that and asks her to keep it a secret, so Rina agrees and says she can fully trust her. However, she says she can't since she's got a bad personality and doesn't trust so easily. Rina reminds her that they only made the girlfriend pact because of trust, so she retorts that just because their relationship has changed doesn't mean Rina has turned into a saint who would never leak any of her secrets. Rina admits she's not some good girl like Ajise or Kaho, but she says Kaho isn't as sweet as she seems either, and sometimes it feels like she's playing her. In that case, Rina asks if Aji's good, so Satsuki asks if she'll keep a secret, surprising Rina, who tells herself that even someone as saintly as Ajise must have one or two dark secrets of her own. Satsuki reveals that when she's eating lunch, Senna suddenly appears and starts chatting nonstop, and she actually enjoys it. Shocked, Rina realizes Ajise is actually a super good person, and Satsuki admits that's true. Satsuki takes her to her house where her sister cheerily greets Rina. However, Satsuki reveals that it's her mom, not her sister, shocking Rina. Her mom gets ready to go to work and asks Rina to take care of Satsuki since she's not very friendly, but she's still a good kid. When she leaves, Satsuki mutters that she didn't want her to see this much and admits this is the end for her, but Rina hurriedly tells her to not worry since she won't tell anyone. As she's stressing over it, Rina realizes her quiet, timid side is showing and wonders if she's hurt by being seen in a way she didn't want to. She suddenly reveals that she was an introvert before high school, but Satsuki isn't surprised and says that checks out. Stunned, Rina hurriedly runs off and stops at a field where she sits down and remarks that she wanted to have pretty things. Satsuki arrives and offers her a hand, so Rina apologizes for running off and walks back with her. She mutters that she was envious of all the fun that comes from being with people. She really enjoyed going home and gaming every day, but she wanted to try something else too. Satsuki sees that it was really important to her and smilingly thanks her for telling her about it. Satsuki tells her to stay the night, so she agrees since her sister thinks she's too the timing. As Rina is sitting in the bath, Satsuki walks in and sits down beside her. She puts bath lights in the water and says she made them herself before revealing that there are wall stickers that light up too. She says just bathing with her isn't enough to beat her and washes her body, so Rina blushingly wonders why this isn't weird to her at all. She mutters that this feels super sexual, so Satsuki blushingly tells her to stop thinking like that. Rina starts getting out, but she suddenly slips and grabs Satsuki's chest. Later, as they're lying down, Satsuki reveals that this duvet is from when Mei came over to sleep in elementary school. Satsuki realizes that they need some proof and asks Rina for a kiss, so she begrudgingly agrees. However, Satsuki shockingly asks what she's doing since she meant a kiss on the cheek. Rina hurriedly says it's fine since a kiss between friends doesn't count and realizes she just stole her first kiss. Satsuki blushingly says it's not a big deal and tells her to just go to sleep, as Rina remarks that they're sharing an even bigger secret now, so there's no way she can sleep now. In class, Satsuki blushingly tells Rina she'll see her after school. Rina worryingly wonders if this is some teen drama where they can't make eye contact after they kiss. Later, Ajise blushingly says she surprisingly doesn't have anything to do, so Rina realizes she's totally fishing for an invitation. Satsuki suddenly tells Rina they're heading out, hearing which Ajise says she suddenly remembered that she actually had some plans. Later at the library, Satsuki tells Rina that they did in fact touch their lips together, but her heart belongs to her and no one gets to take it, so she shouldn't get any ideas. She mutters that she doesn't fall in love. Love is pointless, so Rina asks if she's not saying that because she's actually fallen for her. Satsuki smacks her with a ruler and says she'll knock her so hard she'll flunk every subject. At home, Rina gets a message from Ajise who asks if she's free and if she can call. Rina embarrassingly wonders what she should do and says yes, so Ajise calls her and says she was worried she had already fallen asleep. She says she was wondering what Rina was doing and reveals that Kaho told her Rina is trying to get Mai and Satsuki back together. Rina says they're part of their friend group, so she doesn't want them to keep fighting. Ajise wonders if she's just cold-hearted and says she really feels like she needs to try harder, think more about her friends and work on improving herself. She says she'll work on her shyness and tells Rina she has to put her siblings to bed, so they decide to talk tomorrow. The next day in class, Mai believes it's time she talked properly to Satsuki and reveals that Ajise was the one who convinced her this morning. Ajise says she didn't do anything special, she just wanted to help out her friends. Kao asks how she convinced her, so Ajise says she just told Mai it really hurts when they fight like this because she cares for them so much. Surprised, Rina remarks that she really is a kind and sincere person and decides to not let this chance go to waste. Later, as Rina and Satsuki are standing in front of the school, Satsuki asks why they have to wait here and tells Rina this is going to be worse than she can possibly imagine. Mai arrives in her limo and takes them to a Japanese inn, scene which Rena admits this is worse than she expected. Mai tells Satsuki she's not enjoying this either and suggests that she could fix things if she just told her what she did wrong. Satsuki mutters that it's fine, so Rena starts explaining, but Satsuki quickly shuts her up and tells her Mai can't find out she's holding a grudge. She decides to make one thing absolutely clear and blushingly declare that she definitely doesn't have a crush on her. She asks why Mai even thought that, so she says Satsuki has been by her side for so long, so she'd naturally pick up on how she feels about her. Satsuki says she's matured, but Mai says she hasn't changed since she first met her. Rena remarks that these two might be totally incompatible before they start arguing. Mai says she'll exclusively rely on Rena from now, but Satsuki reveals that she and Rena are dating. Mai can't imagine anyone choosing someone else over her, so Satsuki shows her the picture of her and Rena's kiss. Rena hurriedly says that kiss doesn't count, as Mai questions if she was just defeated. Mai asks if she and Satsuki are in a relationship, so Rena embarrassingly says it was only a 2-week relationship, remarking that she knew from the start that getting into a relationship with Satsuki would hurt Mai a lot, so she admits she's seriously the worst, which is true because she's just been two-timing her all along. Satsuki happily declares that she wanted to see Mai groveling in front of her and says her life is complete now, so Rena wonders what she should do in this situation. Mai says she won't give up that easily and gives her a challenge. If she wins, she'll get Rena back, so Satsuki says if she wins, she's taking Rena. Rena hurriedly asks how many times she has to say she wants to be friends, so Mai and Satsuki say they're ready to spend the rest of their lives with her. In that case, Rena says she'll take part in this challenge too, since they can't seriously say she has no part in this challenge. Mai agrees and says they'll settle this with next week's midterms. Rena says she should choose how to settle this since her life is on the line here, and declares that if she wins, they go back to being friends and they'll have to make up. Mai agrees and asks what kind of match they're talking about, so Rena says they'll battle in a first-person shooter game. When Ajisai learns about this, she tells Rena she'll have to win, so Rena says there's no way she won't win since the others haven't tried these games before. She asks Ajisai if she has any plans, so she says she probably won't go too far and tells Rena to come to her place, so she cheerily agrees. Satsuki suddenly enters and tells Rena to pay attention to her girlfriend too, so Rena hurriedly cuts the call and asks Satsuki to be careful. However, Satsuki suddenly kisses her and says she wanted to be sure of how she feels about her, and she still doesn't know the answer. Satsuki asks for her help to learn the game, so Rena agrees, and Satsuki later decides to stay the night. Rena is a boring, introverted girl who plays games all day, but her romantic life suddenly takes a turn when her close friend unexpectedly reveals her love for her, complicating her feelings. As Rena is taking a bath, Haruka comforts her from outside and says she made a good friend in Satsuki, so Mai smilingly agrees. As Rena and Satsuki are about to sleep, Satsuki is unsure about her gaming skills, so Rena says she thinks she could never do it too and admits she just can't read the room. However, Satsuki thanks her for helping her challenge Mai and admits she never thought Mai would agree to the challenge. As she goes to sleep, Rena remarks that she can't keep fighting with Mai since it must get lonely and believes that maybe one day she'll be friends with Satsuki too. At school, Ajisai asks Rena if it's today, so Rena nervously says it is and Kaho cheerily tells her it'll be fine. Mai takes Rena and Satsuki to her game room and Rena announces that the first to win twice in a row wins. If Mai wins, she'll marry Rena, and if Satsuki wins, she'll marry Rena, but if Rena wins, Mai and Satsuki will have to make up with each other. They start playing and Mai instantly takes Rena down, so Rena remarks that the only way back now is to gather info like a true gamer. She cheerily sees that Satsuki has gotten better as well, but Mai wins the first round. In the next match, Mai effortlessly takes Satsuki down, but she gets up, so Rena defeats her as well. Satsuki gets up to go to the bathroom and after, Mai admits she might have been too harsh. However, she asks if Satsuki would really be satisfied if she didn't exhaust every single strategy like a true gamer. Mai's butler brings them some tea and Mai says Satsuki is really taking a while, so Rena decides to go check up on her. She knocks on the bathroom door. Satsuki apologizes from inside and says she was just thinking about the next match. Rena says she's improved a lot, but she mutters that she still can't beat Mai. She says she kept working her shifts and was just using it as a place to escape. If she put everything into fighting Mai and still lost, she'd have nowhere left to go. Rena realizes she's been a fool and inwardly admits that even if she wins, Satsuki and Mai's bond will never be equal again. She tells Satsuki she can't give up and declares that she can't give up now. She reminds Satsuki that she even helped her betray a friend and admits she hated it the whole time, so even if she loses today, she should smile and promise to win next time. Satsuki gets out and comfortingly hugs her, saying all her yelling reminded her of something. She smilingly says Mai isn't as great as she thinks she is and unexpectedly kisses Rena to cheer herself up. She heads back to the room and says she'll tear Mei's spirit into a million pieces too. As they sit down, Mai asks Satuki if she came up with a plan to beat her, so Satuki confirms that she did and reveals that she and Rena hooked up. Rena's hand starts shaking, but she smilingly tells Satuki that's a terrible way to say it, so Satuki says they did kiss. As they start playing, Soki starts telling them about how Mei was popular back in kindergarten too. As her and Mai are talking, Rena inwardly mutters that it's getting hard to focus here. Satuki recounts how one day, Mai said she'd spend the day with them, but she seemed elsewhere the whole time, and when everyone besides them went home, tears welled up in her eyes. She said she couldn't go home that day because she had skipped work. Thus, Satuki brought Mai to her house even though she was shy to show her her home. Satuki's mom was really kind, but a while later, Mei's mom arrived and just apologized to Satuki's mom without a hint of emotion on her face. However, Satuki covered for Mai and asked her to not be mean to Mai since she can just stay here. Satuki mutters that she's just humoring Mai because if she doesn't, she won't be by Mai's side when she's alone again. Rena sees that Satuki is trying to keep Mai from being alone, so Mai says now she gets how she really feels. However, Satuki instantly defeats her and laughingly says she let her guard down. Stunned, Mai sees that she confessed her feelings just to let her guard down, so Satuki mockingly asks how it feels to lose like that. Rena smilingly says it's her against Satuki now. Satuki tells Rena she's thoughtless, bad at socializing, reckless, and falls short in skill, but she knows her weakness and so earnest it's almost embarrassing. Rena thanks her and takes her out, winning the challenge. Later, the girls are hanging out together and Rena is touched to hear Satuki call her a friend. Satuki asks what's up with this gathering, so Mai gives her a gift and wishes her a happy birthday. Surprised, Satuki says she was so busy she forgot before Kaho and Ajisai give her gifts as well. Rena gives her gift as well and Mai asks Satuki what she's worried about when, unlike before, they're surrounded by friends and won't be alone. Satuki reveals that she has something for Mai too and gives her the test results, happily revealing that she beat her for the first time. As Mai and Rena are sitting on a train, Rena falls asleep, so Mai thanks her and mouths that she loves her. Rena watches Mei's modeling show, after which Mei cheerily asks if she fell for her again, but Rena says she never fell for her in the first place, although she did think she was a little cool. Mai says she's happy to hear that and kisses her. She tells her to have fun with Ajisai tomorrow since she's an important friend to her. At home, Rena runs into Haruna's extroverted friends and wearily falls on her bed, saying she can't be like Mei. She gets a message from Ajisai and says even her texts are true. The next morning, she mutters that maybe she shouldn't have accepted an invite from Ajisai, and all she'll end up doing is showing that she's nothing special. Rena is stunned by how ridiculously cute Ajisai is and asks if something happened over summer, so Ajisai admits she put in a little more effort since it's been a while since they met. Rena cheerily says they should have fun today and remarks that all her worries vanished the second she saw Ajisai's face. They talk about how Rena can't talk comfortably to boys, so Ajisai says she's sure that if Rena saw them, she's sure she'd be popular. She wishes she could do a part-time job but admits she just doesn't have enough time since she needs to take care of her brothers. She apologizes for suddenly saying that weird stuff and suggests that they should play a game. Ajisai's brothers appear, so Ajisai asks if they can join them. Rena agrees and remarks that this is her chance to impress Ajisai. A while later, the boys refuse to let Rena go since they're having fun with her, so Ajisai annoyingly says she was looking forward to this and tells her brothers to stop hogging Rena. When they leave, Ajisai is embarrassed by what she said, but Rena hurriedly assures her that all families are like that. Later at home, Haruna tells Rena Ajisai must have just had pent-up stress and admits she'd never survive if she had to babysit Rena all the time. Rena gets a call from Ajisai who apologizes for before, but Rena tells her to not worry and says she'll come over again sometime. Ajisai says she's decided something and cheerily reveals that she's going to run away from home before ending the call, shocking Rena. At night, Rena starts imagining how much Rena could change if she ran away from home and hurriedly tells her to not go. She remembers that they first talked the day after the entrance ceremony, and since then, Ajisai was someone she looked up to, and Ajisai's always been helping her, so she needs to protect her this time. She's talking like there are assassins coming after her. Ajisai is surprised to see Rena, so she smilingly says she just suddenly felt like taking a trip, but going alone is kind of scary, so she figured she might as well go with her. She's worried about what Ajisai might think of her, but Ajisai apologizes for making her worry and asks if she's sure. Rena says she is, and she's got nothing else to do anyway, so traveling with her is bound to be fun, hearing which Ajisai happily hugs her. On the train, Rena realizes that Ajisai might have wanted to just go on a trip alone and tries to make small talk. She rushes to the bathroom and stressfully says she's not sure of how to make Ajisai happy. She decides to lower the bar and reminds herself that her goals is just to get Ajisai home safely so she hopefully won't hate her. She texts Satsuki and explains the situation, so Saki sends her a few documents and says these are topics she can use, so Rena happily thanks her. However, Satsuki warns her that even though she's infatuated with Ajisai, once she peels back a layer, Ajisai will show an ugly side. Thus, Rena should make sure to see the real Senna, not just the fantasy in her head. Rena heads back to Ajisai, who cheerily says they're going to a hot spring now. On their way, Rena asks Ajisai where she would go if she could go anywhere, so Ajisai says she'd like to see a castle. They head to a small restaurant and Rena asks Ajisai if she has any dreams, so Ajisai asks Rena if she has any. Rena says she wanted to make a living playing popular video games, but things are different now and she dreams of doing a lot of things. Ajisai says she dreamed of being a cool lady, but sometimes she can't help but think she wants to grow up a little more. Rena says her running away is fine since no one can push themselves nonstop. She says she burns out easily, so when it's time to rest, she rests, and when she can't push herself, she slacks off with all her might. Stunned, Rena hurriedly tells Ajisai to tell her the bad things she secretly thinks about her. When they leave, Ajisai relaxingly mutters that she planned to run away but she ended up here. In the end, she only goes to places she already knows. She starts walking, but Rena suddenly grabs her hand and says they should try something new, declaring that Ajisai can go anywhere and do anything, and if being alone is scary, she'll be right here. They head to a nearby inn but see that it's closed, so Ajisai says they should check another station, and as they're walking, Rena remarks that compared to before, Ajisai's hand felt warmer. The innkeeper tells Ajisai and Rena that there's a summer festival tomorrow and shows them to their rooms. Ajisai goes to change in her yukata, so Rena hurriedly tells herself to calm down. They sit down and Ajisai asks if she wants to go to the private hot spring, so Rena apologetically says she doesn't really like hot springs. Ajisai says she has something important to tell her and says she's going to cover the expenses for the trip, her that she's already doing more than enough just by being here. Still, Rena says they'd normally split the bill too, and she only spends her money on games, so she'd rather spend it on a trip with her. Ajisai depressingly says she's a terrible sister who abandoned her brothers and should never have dragged Rena into this, but Rena quickly says if that's the case, she should fight her in a match of table tennis. As they start playing, Rena is surprised by how good Ajisai is. They suddenly stop and mutters that she's happy when her friends are happy around her, but she's really not kind at all. That's the wish she selfishly pushed on Rena, so she must be disappointed in her. However, Rena hurriedly says even if it's for herself, she's still kind to others, so even if she doesn't see it, she saves people, which is why she decided to make her happy on this trip. She declares that it's fun talking to Ajisai, knowing she tries so hard just to make her smile, and hearing how she feels only makes Rena likes her more. As they're playing, Rena suddenly starts crying, so Ajisai comfortingly hugs her and tearfully admits she was selfish. As they sit down, Ajisai sees that Rena really does care about her a lot and cheerily reveals that she won the table tennis match, so Rena agrees to do whatever she wants. As they're taking a hot bath, Ajisai asks Mai what a girlfriend is to her, so she says she lately feels like love and friendship aren't different, and what matters is what you want from the other person. She asks Ajisai what she thinks is the difference between friendship and love, so Ajisai admits she doesn't really know either. As they're lying down, Ajisai asks Rena if there's someone she likes and laughingly says she decided to try out girl talk. Rena says she's never had romantic feelings for anyone and asks Ajisai if she likes anyone, so Ajisai mutters that it's a secret and I'm sure no one knows who that person is. Rena remembers that she mentioned that she wanted someone who made her feel safe, so Ajisai mutters that she's figured out the difference between love and friendship. She asks Rena if she ever feels attracted to her friends, but Rena blushingly says she hasn't. The next morning, Rena sees that Ajisai isn't up, so she goes to wake her up, and Ajisai unexpectedly says she's going to tease her today. Rena nervously asks what she wants to do today, so Ajisai says she just feels like lazing around. Rena opens her phone and unexpectedly sees a picture of Satsuki and Kaho cosplaying. She gets a call from Satsuki, who immediately knows Rena saw the image and warningly tells her to not say a word. Ajisai apologizes to Rena for saying weird things and cheerily says she'll wait here. When Rena leaves the room, she's shocked to see Mai, who asks if she can join them on this trip. She enters the room to see Ajisai turn around and ask for a hug, but she's shocked to see Mai. Mai sits down with Ajisai and says she came here because she wanted to join in on the fun. She asks what that sister stuff from earlier was about, so Ajisai blushingly says it nothing, and Rena says Ajisai came here all the time as a kid. In that case, Mai cheerily says she'd like to be shown around here. They decide to explore the town and Ajisai tells them both about how she used to come here. She takes them to the place where she used to spend her pocket money, an old candy store. Mai tells them that she spent her childhood with Satuki, so she's learned the secret art of playing in ways that don't cost money. She and Ajisai decide to see who can pick the best 100 yen menu from here, but they end up buying the same things. They meet Mr. Suzuki, a photographer who took Ajisai's pictures when she was a kid. He suggests taking a picture of Mai and Rina too, but Rina remarks that she's going to bring down the picture quality by a ton and just asks Mr. Suzuki to take a picture of Mai and Ajisai. Later, as the girls are heading back, they remember that the festival is going to take place today, and Mai reveals that she came prepared. She shows them a huge wardrobe of clothes and tells them to pick whichever one they want. Rina meets Mai's butler, Hanatori, who tells her to pay her no mind. Rina asks if she did something wrong since she was nice to her and Satuki before, so Hanatori says one day Satuki will marry Mai, which is why she doesn't want Rina to betray her. The girls head to the festival, and as they're having fun, Rina wishes this moment could last forever, remarking that this is exactly the social butterfly life she was once jealous of. Rina gets lost, so Ajisai and Mai decide to wait for her. Mai asks Ajisai if she's okay now, so she says since she had Rina by her side. Mai admits Rina has saved her quite a few times as well, before suddenly revealing that she loves Rina, just to make sure she doesn't get her hopes up. She admits Rina hasn't given her a clear answer since she doesn't want to be in a relationship yet, so Ajisai asks why she's telling her this when no one else knows. Mai smilingly says Rina is enchanting, so she thought Ajisai might feel the same way about her. However, Ajisai says she doesn't want to ruin the relationship between anyone, so if they're both happy, so is she. The fireworks start going off behind them, and Ajisai is stunned by how pretty they are before Rina hurriedly arrives. Later, as they're taking a bath, Rina thanks them since she had a lot of fun today, so Mai says they should be together forever, hearing which Ajisai decides to leave first. They get up from the bath to see that Ajisai has already gone to sleep, and Rina contentedly remarks that she had a lot of fun. The next morning, Rina wakes up first to see that Mai is already dressed. She says she'll be going to Tokyo first and tells him to have fun before suddenly kissing Rina. Rina returns to the room and informs Ajisai. Later, as the two are waiting for a train, Rina sees that the last topic Satuki sent is talking about what you're thankful for. Rina thanks Ajisai for talking to her at school. Ajisai mutters that there's something she's not sure she should say. When she finally says it, a train goes past them, so Rina isn't able to hear it. She asks Ajisai to repeat it, but she cheerily says it was boring. It's revealed that when Ajisai left home, she had no real intention of riding the train and was probably just going to head back from the station. But when she saw Rina, it felt like she met an angel and grew wings, so she knew right from the start that the growing feeling in her heart was love. On the train back, Ajisai worryingly wonders what she'll do when she gets back home since she neglected all her duties and ran off, so Rina suggests that she'll come meet her family at the ticket gate. They head up the escalator to see Ajisai's mom, and Ajisai hurriedly apologizes to her brothers. At home, Haruna asks Rina why she always looks so dead inside whenever she comes back from something. Haruna informs her that their mom was on edge, so she should apologize to her, so Rina hurriedly asks her to help. Rina returns to her daily life and thought it would be the same as always, but now that she had become a social butterfly, she could never go back to being a full-time gamer. Ajisai comes over one day to hang out, and Rina is surprised by how her mom seems to trust Ajisai a lot. Ajisai says she just wanted to drop in for a bit and starts heading back, but Rina decides to escort her since she came all the way here. As they're about to part ways, Rina tells her to let her know if something happens at school since she'd be much happier if she tells her instead of keeping it in. Ajisai slowly starts crying as she thanks her, so Rina quickly offers her a napkin. Later, Rina calls Mai and says she didn't know how to help Ajisai, but she thought Mai might know what's wrong. Mai says she does, but she's not going to tell her, so Rina says she'll do one of the things Mai wrote on her list for them if she tells her the truth. Mai mutters that the issue Ajisai is facing is something she needs to solve on her own, and there's nothing either of them can do to help. She confirms that it's something related to Rina, but it's not her fault and is something that just can't be helped. In that case, Rina asks if Ajisai is okay, so Mai says once you start desiring something new, it's like a curse, so you have to take the first step yourself in order to fix it. Rina remarks that she wants to help Ajisai if there's something bothering her. Rina meets some friends from junior high and admits to them that she's not someone, but she's not going to be the one to confess since it'd count as cheating. They agree that it won't be something Ajisai should do, and when they leave the restaurant, she's surprised to see Mai doing a photo shoot. Mai smiles at her from afar, so Ajisai slowly approaches her, confesses that she's in love with Rina too, like it wasn't obvious all along. Mai asks if she has time after this, and they head to an aquarium. They talk about Rina for a bit, before Mai tells her she likes her a friend and wants her wishes to come true. She tells Ajise she doesn't need to hold back for her sake, because watching her struggle with her feelings feels really bad to her. Ajise asks why it won't upset her, so Mai declares that it's because she has no doubt Rina will choose her in the end. Ajise smilingly sees that her feelings won't be able to reach Rina, so Mai says she's definitely enchanting, but her opponent is just too strong. Ajise mutters that she was scared, which is why I told herself things should stay the way they are, and convinced herself to act this way to avoid getting caught in between. Mai reminds her that you only live in once, so Ajise happily thanks her. Mai embraces her and thanks her for listening to her, saying that even if giving Ajise this push ends up hurting her, it won't be like a make a friend regret something out of selfishness. Ajise says she's wonderful and tells Mai to make sure to watch her. She calls Rina to ask her to meet. When Rina arrives, Ajise says she's always been terrible at taking things from others, and once she became a caretaker for her brothers, that feeling became even stronger, but all she was doing was holding back any and all selfishness. However, Rina lit the way forward for her. She confesses that she loves her and asks her to go out with her. Stunned, Rina agrees, shocking Mai. The next morning, Ajise meets one of the girls from junior high and reveals that she confessed her feelings to someone who took her hand and kept her safe. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.